That concludes our agenda for business, and it brings us to our council reports. Councilman Howard.
Miss Erica is we're gonna go through our every 2-week ritual here. Can everybody see that on the screen? No? Uh-oh. Erica, there you go. Well, for those that can't see it, it is a plaque, a bronze plaque that says 9/11/01, dedicated to the memory of those who lost their lives and to honor the heroes of that day and thereafter. Let us never forget that tragic day. Those words will be found over in Lawrenceville. They had a running 5K this weekend, and it's a benefit for the 9/11 survivors and their families and so on. And I dedicated that plaque, gave that to them. It was given to me by a family member. Don't know all of the history with it, but it's very significant. So as we come into tomorrow, take a moment and remember 9/11. We had a flash mob in Snellville. And if you weren't at the award-winning Snellville Farmers Market, you missed it. The ladies down at Ladies Workout came up, and just all of a sudden this whole sea of pink and black showed up in front of the stage. Crazy music, and it was just a fun little atmosphere. So you just never know what you're liable to miss if you don't come to the market on Saturday mornings, because it might be a big pumpkin one week and it might be a flash mob on the next. I don't know who scheduled the next flash mob, but it could happen. All right. We have some art. If you haven't had an opportunity in our community room, David, and I'll blow the last name, Balbluski, he takes, and if you've never seen it, please make some time to go in our community room and look at it. He takes minerals and he looks at them under a microscope, and then he recreates them on medium of water using watercolor. He hand draws them. To take these things from a microscope I cannot even describe it. But we had an opportunity to come to his viewing for the month. His art is there. So again, another fantastic showing of art and things that are going on here in the city. So when you're here around and you get a chance to go in, it's very unique. I'm not sure. I think he mentioned he was the only guy in the world that does this. And looking at it, I can understand why, because it is very meticulous and wonderful. Friday night, 5 to 8, we're welcoming home our fighter, our Snellville fighter, Amy Copeland, is going to come be here with us for about 3 hours. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity. She's very excited about getting to show her thanks and appreciation and love to the citizens in and around Snellville that so very graciously gave of themselves. And it was just a wonderful, she's going to be on TV tomorrow on Katie Couric's show. She is, undoubtedly, she's gained a lot of fans throughout this entire country by her spirit and just what she's gone through. And I know she's affected me, and her family has affected me. And I've said it before that I think that family is the same family before this tragedy as they are today. And I think they're just an absolute joy to be around. So y'all come out Friday night on Town Green right here 5 to 8. And I think Mayor, we had the moment of silence for the Reinhardt family. If you still haven't ate and you want to, Texas Roadhouse is gonna, I think they're still having a fundraiser for the Reinhardts tonight up there. The football game at South Gwinnett recently, they had one over there. So folks are reaching out and trying to do what they can for that family. And I'm hoping somebody on council is going to mention our award-winning farmers market, so I'm not going to do that. So anyway, thanks y'all for coming. Be safe going home, and a lot of good things are happening in Snellville, so be ready for the next flash mob.
Councilman Emanuel.
Thank you. Labor Day is kind of the official end of summer, even though sometimes it goes on, but I thought it'd be a good time to look back and see some of the things that went on earlier. There's been a lot going on in Snellville, and it kind of started off with the groundbreaking of the community garden. That was on April 22nd. The fence is coming along. Things haven't progressed quite as quickly as a lot of people would like, but these undertakings always take a lot more time and unfortunately money than people originally expect. So it's moving along. There's a shed that's been donated, and the fence is moving, so we're getting on with that. I think you'll be able to see a lot of activity come next year, next growing season. Next thing was the Snellville Days and the Snellville Days Parade. Beautiful weather. Snellville Days was great. Parade was really exceptional. Had a lot of good floats in it. Of course, our police department was there and put on a nice show with the flags and kind of brought a real nice patriotic aspect to it. So we went from that. That was on May 5th. May 19th, we started off with a new event called the Beach Blast. Started off with a Beach Blast run. And there's a guy in a red shirt there and a hat, and he was the he was the winner in the over 35 age group. So that was a good way to start the day. We went out, put cones out, and I'd like to thank the Snellville Police Department for their help in keeping the traffic away from us as we went up and down Lenore Church Road with the with the cones. Following that, we had the Beach Blast, and started off a new event. We brought in 60 tons of sand, and everybody had a really good time. It was a really good way to launch the summer on May 15th, and the kids had a really good time. 60 tons of sand right on Oak Road. Of course, the best story I heard is somebody said, "Oh yeah, there's going to they're bringing in the sand, and there's going to be waves on Oak Road," and had somebody actually believe in it was going to be water and sand on Oak Road. But it was also amazing how quickly the sand went away. Bobcat came in, and Councilwoman Krause's son-in-law loaded it up, and away it went, and it really got the street cleaned up very, very thoroughly and very well. Next thing was the Sizzling Summer Weekend, and that was the fundraiser for Amy. Raised $19,000, and that was used to purchase an elevator for the addition that was put on the house, which is called the Snellville-elevator. Snell-elevator? Snell-elevator, okay. And as Bobby mentioned, this coming Friday from 5 to 8, there's going to be a welcome home celebration on the green where Amy will be available for people to talk to her. Next, we had the Star Spangled Fourth, and that was another outstanding fireworks show. Had music all day, a bunch of great bands, and I think there were about 15,000 people, and this is now becoming known as one of the best displays for 4th of July in the metro area. A few days later, we went down, and Eric accepted the Create Communities Award. And this is open to all 10 counties and 68 cities in the Atlanta region. And there's only one award given in each of 5 categories. Snellville won it for the regional prosperity and economic development. And I think it was really impressive just to see how so many cities come together and put in the kind of work that elevates them. And I thought it was appropriate that Snellville got the recognition it deserved. And then we started something called Coffee with Council. And we have a variety of clients who come by. Some of them are interested in talking and others aren't. But we do get a wide variety of people, and this is at the farmers market every Saturday morning. So if you ever want to just come and chat, get a cup of coffee, you're more than welcome. Snellville Farmers Market runs through the end of September. Briscoe Park Phase 2. There's a lot of work going on at the park. It's going to make it even better than it was before. I shot this photo last month, and I'm sure there's been a lot more work done since. But if you haven't been out to Briscoe Park, you might go out, take a look, and see what's coming, because they're doing an outstanding job. Somebody already took this picture and put it up. But that's it is really unique, and as Bobby said, you really ought to take a walk into the community room and look at the artwork. It's really outstanding. Give Hunger the Boot. We're still at work trying to raise money and food for the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op, and Wild Wing Cafe had something running this summer. We picked up some food, and we'll be delivering that, and there'll be a variety of other activities going on to raise money for this and food donations for this very worthwhile cause. And we kind of closed out the summer with the Metro Jazz Club Saturday night concert. There's going to be more of these coming up next year. We have any more this year? Okay, next year, and I think it was really surprising. The excellent turnout, excellent music. It was a great time, and everybody had a really good, enjoyable evening with a couple of different bands. And then this is going to be ongoing. There's a new project that Tom Witz has launched, the Veterans Memorial. Tiles on the wall will be for veterans. Anybody can buy them, but they are for veterans. We'll have veterans' names on them. And then if you want to participate, you can buy a brick paver and pretty much put whatever message you want on it. That's about where we are. We still have coming up, the farmers market runs through the end of September. Around the World, visit Snellville, September 29th at Briscoe Park. Excuse me. Fall Festival, October 20th. Christmas tree lighting, November 24th. And get ready for 2013.
Nationwide, Make a Difference Day, Saturday, October 27th, 2012. I'd like to read an excerpt from NBC News correspondent Andrea Mitchell. From my youngest days, my parents taught us we had an obligation to give back, both as a religious and civic value. I learned from them that there is great joy in service. Other than work and family connections I've made through charitable projects, they have given me the greatest satisfaction in life. Giving back adds meaning to life. Many of us could also take this excerpt and state it as our own. As I look in this chamber, the majority, if not all of you, are volunteers or individually make a difference in this community. On October 27th, in approximately 47 days, I urge you to take a few hours to do something for the people in your community or for a person in your community. Spend time at a hospital or a senior citizen center, or just help a neighbor. Personally, I enjoy the Kroger parking lot, where I can always be of service to someone who needs help loading their groceries. Their thank you and their smile will certainly give you great joy. Bring your kids, your grandkids, or just bring your smile with you wherever you choose to make a difference. You will pass on a tradition of service that will inspire them or yourself for the rest of their lives. I'm telling you this now so you'll have plenty of time to think about how you can make a difference in your community. And then on Saturday, October 27th, you can put your plan of action to work. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Witz.
I don't have any pictures for you. Just a few short things. Number one, the Snellville Farmers Market. It was mentioned earlier, but they are the number one market in the state of Georgia and number two for their size in the entire country. When they figure all size markets, they are number 4 in the country. I posted on Facebook last week that I remember the cold January Sunday afternoon that 10 or 12 people gathered around Gretchen Schulz's dining room table and hoped that we could get something started by June and hopefully have 15 vendors and have 700 or 800 people come by and see us, and we would thought that would be really, really, really successful. Well, we've had 52 vendors this past year. Is that correct? 52, and we averaged 2,200 people, 2,000 to 2,200 people on a Saturday. So, Gretchen, your vision was overshot in a very good way. Next, tomorrow is Patriots Day. We all know where we were 11 years ago tomorrow at 9:15 when planes hit the tower. So please, tomorrow morning, remember how you felt on that day, and don't ever forget. Tomorrow at 3 p.m., as Councilman Howard said, Amy will be on the Katie Couric show, and that's on at 3 o'clock tomorrow for anybody who wants to watch that. The fence at the park is going up tomorrow around the Citizens Community Garden. It's going up tomorrow. They say they'll be done by Wednesday at noon. The pergola will be finished probably by Friday. So the entrance, the gates, the pergola, and all the fencing will be completed by Friday, no later than Monday. And finally, at the back of the room, there's a flyer for the Veterans Memorial. My wife's not really sure what time I come home at night anymore, because between doing council stuff and then going out pitching the Veterans Memorial, it seems like I'm in front of people just about every night of the week. I've met with the VFW and the two American Legion posts, and the response is tremendous, and everybody is excited about it. I hope you are. I would appreciate it if you take a brochure home with you. Consider buying a brick for a veteran, or if not, if you just like to support the people who served our country, buy a tribute paper to go on that. We have a lot to sell, and the only thing that stands between us and having this memorial finished is the sale of those bricks. The civil engineering is being worked on by a veteran, free. The architecture is free. The water treatment is being donated by a veteran, except for the material. So the only thing that we got to do now is sell bricks, and it'll be something that will bring people to Snellville to look at. I promise you that. And I think that's it. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you. Councilman Sabag?
Like Mayor Pro Tem Witz, I don't have any wonderful photographs to show you. Mr. Reinhardt, who's left now since Mrs. Reinhardt left, he is also a teacher who teaches my son. He's one of the teachers at South Gwinnett High School. And I think when something like that large, that impacts one individual, I think it also impacts all the students associated with that event. So when you have them in your prayers, I guess I would ask you to also consider the students have been affected by this incident, since Mr. Reinhardt has to deal with such a terrible matter that his wife had to go through fighting that bacteria and lost that battle. So keep them in your prayer. I've had a good discussion with my son about that, and talking to him about matters of life, because it really hits home. I mean, it's something that we should discount, especially that close. I was honored to be part of the PTA at Snellville Middle School, and again, my children all went through Snellville Middle School and South Gwinnett High School. So I was there last week, met a lot of the key individuals, key leaders, and give them my $5. I'm a member of the PTA there, and I asked them to reach out to me anytime I can help, and we'll certainly do that to the young ones out there, and the teachers and the students, student body. The 911 had come about here once, twice already. It is something significant. I have members of my family who serve in the United States Armed Forces and currently deployed in war zones, and they're doing it for everybody out there, men, women, who serve our country. They're doing it for our freedom. Freedom is not free, as we all know. So again, I ask everybody to take that in consideration and pray pray to God. In my opinion, pray to Jesus Christ to protect these individuals from harm's way, and thank them all the way. And that's my report for this evening. Be safe and have a happy week.
Thank you. That concludes our council reports. Now for the mayor's report.